So you have heard of high performance centers. I present to you higher performance centers. This is the step that separates you from the average. Higher performance center is just a play on the words, and it just takes a high performance center and it gives it that extra step to show that higher performance center is superior. Okay? So we offer next level sports conditioning services specific to your sport. I'm talking about all sports, all ages, from in high school, all genders, any type of sport, individual, team sports, we'll offer it. You'll have access to diet plans, training programs, and you'll have access to rehabilitation services for when your athletes get injured. Okay, now this would all be in the same facility. So you'll have the gym and then the sports conditioning coaches offices, and you'll have the dietitian offices, and you'll have the physio and biokineticist offices, which all would use the gym and have access to the gym for rehabilitation and conditioning. There'll be individual prices and package deals for groups of athletes. So for example, the individual prices would be a bit higher, and it would probably go from session to session at about 220 Rand per session. And then the package deals will obviously come in cheaper depending on the size of the team or group of athletes. It would come in at a discount, and then there would be other factors to consider in. Mainstreams of marketing will include social media and actual visits to the schools, but it won't be limited to these forms. The social media we're going to be using is Instagram, because this is where most high school athletes spend their time, on Instagram. And the visits to schools, because it's just the most practical to inform your target market of who you are and what you do. We are looking to have a central location with a shuttle service offered as part of the package deal, so obviously that would be another factor that comes into the pricing of the package deals, whether you're on a shuttle services or not. And you can just add a bit there depending on the size of the team once again. And the central location would be preferably around schools who do not have access to a fitness facility, instead of getting close to schools who are already developed and have fitness facilities. So if we look at our competitors, most schools provide their athletes with mediocre coaches, and I mean this with the least disrespect possible, but when I mean mediocre coaches, I don't mean in terms of their skill and experience. I'm talking about their qualifications in terms of sports conditioning. Most coaches are there with a lot of experience in the field of coaching, but they don't have the anatomical qualifications and the anatomical knowledge to be able to back their conditioning programs. Many developing schools in East London have no facility for conditioning their athletes, because, as it says in the point, they are developing and they do not have the resources to be put into building a facility or hiring out a facility for their teams, which is where we come in and we charge just a premium. And for teams, it'll be a lot cheaper for them than to go sign up at a gym. So there's where we come in, and we specialize in sports conditioning, which will also be a benefit. We'll be a one-stop shop for all the needs of the athletes, with a team that has it all. And when I say a team that has it all, I'm talking about it all, because we are going to have sports conditioning coaches, we are going to have dietitians there, and we are going to have biokineticists and physiotherapists. This is because physiotherapy, rehab, and creating diet plans is out of my scope of practice. So instead of sending the athletes somewhere else, I want them to be drawn to my facility. So what I do is I bring the people that I need to attract the athletes, I bring them to me. So the athletes can come there, do everything they need to do there, and they don't have to go to another place or another facility, which takes the attention of the athletes away from other facilities. We focus on educating the athletes as well, so that they understand what they are doing and why they are doing it. Now, this is something that I really think is not looked upon, because it's like athletes do things because they are told to, but I feel like we should not treat our athletes as robots. I mean, when you tell an athlete what they are doing and why they are doing it, I feel like it creates a drive and passion in them to be able to want to push themselves harder because they understand what they are doing. Fitness facilities in the area employ personal trainers but could be overwhelmed by the attention and innovation needed to keep the athletes on top of their game. See, the thing is, personal trainers at a public fitness facility, they have functional training to worry about. They have elderly people that they need to consider. They have people trying to just get into shape. They have people that are recovering from certain things. And for them to not have all of their attention on the sport-specific side of conditioning, may cause them to fall behind, you know, and become overwhelmed by the attention required as a conditioning coach, which is where we'll one up on them, because all of our attention is on innovation and finding new ways to condition our athletes. Our target market is high school athletes, so we will be focusing purely on athletes, so ages about 13, 14 to 19, so the high school. Since this is a luxury, we are looking to attract middle to upper class earners, because lower class earners I don't think would have the funds to be able to afford this at a daily or monthly rate. They would probably be living in town or attending a school that is situated in East London. Now, attending the school that is situated in East London is where the shuttle services would come in, and then living in town, because if you are living in Kids Beach, it would not be worth your while to be driving all that distance in and out every day, or at least 3 times a week. Package deals will most likely apply to more advanced teams, so this is where the schools will come in, so like the first teams, because that's where they can invest their resources into their first teams, which will be needing the development and the conditioning more than the younger teams. Individual deals will most likely apply to individuals that participate in individual sports and individuals who are working towards their own goals. So individual sports like swimming and squash, for example, the individuals who are working towards their own goals would be the younger high school athletes, so the grade 8s, grade 9s, who the school is not investing in yet. Okay, so they would be working towards their own goals, pushing their own selves further. Our digital marketing tools, we'll use Instagram, like I said, to keep the public informed about our activities. Now, this is just keeping them aware and informed about our day-to-day activities. A new machine that comes in, for example. So we will try and build our social media platform on Instagram as big as possible to keep everyone informed and aware of what's going on. Monthly highlight videos of the hard work put in by our athletes will be posted on Instagram and made with Wondershare for more and none. Monthly highlight videos are just quick montages of how hard they've been working, and just appreciating the hard work they've put in, not just in terms of for the school, but just in terms of them and helping them to push harder. Wondershare for more is just a video editing software where it's very high quality video editing software, so you can just take the clips that you've recorded and that through the time that you've spent in the gym, and you can just put that into a nice professional montage which looks appealing to the outer audience. There will also be an athlete of the month in each sporting code posted to our social media platforms to keep the athletes motivated to achieve. Now, this isn't just in terms of who can run the fastest, who can lift the most weight, who can do all of this. It's about how the athlete progresses as an individual. Because we're not focused about lifting the heaviest and running the fastest. We are focused about growth, developing the athlete to their max potential. So now our establishment costs, in total, we would need approximately 650,000 Rand as a startup, which goes to construction, so construction of the actual building. It's not going to be a massive facility, it just needs to be a high performance center where a team of athletes can come in and train together. So that would be approximately 400,000 Rand, because we have got contacts in the construction industry who would be able to give us good prices. Equipment, approximately 160,000 Rand. Like I said, it's not a big facility. We don't need 8 treadmills, we don't need 8 bicycles in that. We just need enough to accommodate a whole team being in there at the same time. Municipal fees, that's obviously to get the electricity and water started up, and just any other factors that might come in there. Salaries for the first month, just as a just a precaution, we need about 60,000 Rand for the dietitians and physiotherapists and biokineticists that are all there. And miscellaneous, just in case of anything that has been left out or forgotten, we've got an extra 20,000 Rand. So this is all just approximate values, and yeah. Our operating expenses will come down to our utilities, which would be water and electricity, which would be about 3,500 Rand a month. Our sanitizing, 3,500 Rand a month, which includes the sanitizer for the athletes to use, and it also includes the cleaning and sanitizing of the actual facility. Every month we would be putting away 5,000 Rand into a fund that is there to either provide new equipment or maintain and repair equipment that is already there. Merchandise is 6,000 Rand. This will go towards clothing to brand and market our gym with clothing, and it also refers to supplements, which will be provided to the athletes there at that one-stop shop, like I mentioned. The loan or the rates we'll be paying back our investors will be 8,000 Rand a month. For our kitchen, this is just basically coffee and milk and sugar, just for the staff to just have something there. Management, 5,000 Rand, that would come to me as the management of the facility. Car, which is 3,000 Rand to get to and from the facility for me. Groceries, which is 2,000 Rand, that's my personal groceries, and rainy day fund for the actual facility is 5,000 Rand. The total of 41,500, and I'll explain why I've got car, groceries there as my personal things by the operating expense of the business. Okay, next. And then we've got our projected income, okay, which is merchandise, 9,000 Rand, which comes to about a 50% markup, okay, on our merchandise that we'll be selling. Our individual clients at 8,800 Rand, okay, now this is 220 Rand per person, okay, with 2 sessions a week, okay, for the month. And then the school team training, which would come to 29,440 Rand. This is at 160 Rand per person, and that is also 3 sessions a week. Yeah, so this school team training would be for the more advanced, higher level athletes, and the individual clients would be for the lower and younger athletes. That comes to a total of 47,240 Rand, which gives us a profit of 5,740 Rand. Now, like I said with the previous slide, this profit is not going to be taxed a lot, which means that there is more income for us to be spending. And that's why I've included my personal expenses in there. Thank you for your time.